So, Sarah, I know that you have told us all before about how you got started in Happy Pets, but we have a lot of new people. So if you wouldn't mind just kind of telling us how you got started real quick.
So me and my husband moved to Santa Clarita about 10 years ago. I was trying to find a job and he wanted me to find something that I actually had passion for, so animals. I know. We were in a position where I could change careers, so I went to school. I applied at a bunch of different veterinary hospitals. Happy Pets hired me as a receptionist because that was mainly, I worked in an life insurance company before that for 7 years. So they hired me as receptionist, and I basically worked my way up from there to, room tech, technician, and now I'm the office manager. And I've been there for about 7 years.
Cool.
And I'm an RVT.
And I know you have kids, but they're not your regular kids, right?
No, they're my fur babies.
Fur babies,
yeah.
Right.
And I have a turtle too, named Tommy. So I have two dogs, Bella and Misha. I have a turtle, Tommy, and a fish, Butters.
Nice. And I gotta tell you, I've taken my dog there, and she sent me a selfie with my dog, and it is the best. They really do take care of your pets. So Sarah, go ahead.
Okay. So I kind of thought today I could talk a little bit about annual exams and wellness, because I'm usually talking about what to do once there's a problem. So I have little colorful diagrams that you guys can just reference back to. I hope there's enough for everyone. You may have to share. Pass those around. And then I was going to tell you a couple stories too. But as you guys all know, dogs age 7 times faster than humans do. So for every year that a person is alive, a dog ages 7 years. So the fact that we only see them once a year, a lot of things are happening in their body in that 1 year of their life. So that's why the annual exams are so important. And just a story, I had brought my dad's dog in about 6 years ago, right after I had started at Happy Pets, just for an annual checkup. No big deal, just thought she was going to get her vaccines and be on her way. The doctor there found a little mass on her, took a sample of it, looked at it under the microscope, and it was bad news. So we sent it out just to confirm, and it came back and it was a mast cell tumor, which is a cancerous tumor. Luckily they found it very early because they found it in an annual wellness exam. She had surgery, had it removed, and she's still kicking today at like 15. So that is the power of having a veterinarian look at your dog and find things that you wouldn't normally think are wrong. Other things they look for are, dental disease, weight gain, their diet, all these things that can affect them later on in life. I've talked to you guys a lot about dentals. It's my passion to keep your pet's teeth clean. It can definitely add years onto their life. There's lots of options. I know brushing teeth every day on your pets is like probably not going to happen. I do it, but I'm crazy. So, but there's dental treats, there's water additives, there's all kinds of things that can help. And if you can't do those things, that's where we come in. We have a non-anesthetic dental person who will clean their teeth, and we also do full anesthetic dental cleanings to go under the gum line, get that bacteria out. That bacteria can lead to tooth loss, bone loss. They're swallowing that bacteria every day, and that can lead to organ failure. So keeping your pet's mouth clean is very, very important. Other things we offer during an annual exam are vaccines, and we all kind of know about that, so I won't go into that. Microchipping, again, this is a really important tool. If your pet ever gets lost from you, we can help them be reunited with you. So numerous times we've had people bring in stray animals off the street, and we scan them and we've reunited them with their owners. It's countless, like numerous times this has happened just at Happy Pets, so I can't even imagine like all throughout the country how much that helps pets be reunited. Blood tests. Monitoring your pet's complete blood cell count and their blood chemistry is really important. Even when they're young, if we can get a baseline for what is normal for them, then moving forward when things do pop up and are wrong, then we are better equipped to handle it and diagnose it and treat it. So just my dog, Bella, recently went in, and she's 10 now. So that's like 78 in human years, so old. And she had a high liver value, and it was on the high side of normal, so nothing too crazy, but I was like, let me go back and look at her other blood tests and see if I see a pattern. And sure enough, every year it had gone up a little bit more and a little bit more. So that just tells us that she probably needs to be put on a supplement, something to keep that value on that high side of normal so that it doesn't turn into a problem later. So that's a classic example of the more information we have is how we are better equipped to help your guys' pets. Heartworm testing, I talked about this last week. This is actually Heartworm Prevention Month. Byron actually tagged me in a post on Facebook recently where a dog in Santa Clarita just got diagnosed with heartworm. There are 10 confirmed cases in California, or in Los Angeles County, from 2007 to 2016. They're doing another report this year, because they do it every 3 years, and I'm sure that number has gone up. So it used to only be prevalent in the South. When the hurricanes happened, a lot of pets came over here. Heartworm is transmitted by mosquitoes. So if a mosquito bites a dog that has it and then goes and bites another dog, that dog can potentially get heartworm. So the easiest way to prevent this from happening is to put them on a preventative. It's much cheaper than treating. Once your pet has it, it's very, very expensive to treat, and it's also a very painful disease. There is no treatment for cats. So preventatives are the most inexpensive way to prevent this from happening. And like I said, it's getting bigger and bigger. And I think there's going to be more cases in Santa Clarita this year with the heavy rains. So if your pet isn't on a heartworm preventative, I suggest you talk to your veterinarian or me or Happy Pets about it. A lot of information to get in 8 minutes. And then this is a fun topic over breakfast, fecal testing for intestinal parasites. Everybody wants to talk about that. So a lot of intestinal parasites can be transmitted to humans from animals. So especially if you have little kids in the house, it's really important to have your pets checked for it so that they're not passing it to your kids or passing it back and forth. I had this happen in my house when I first rescued my German Shepherd, and she just kept getting it from stray animals in the backyard. So whether they're indoor, outdoor, just stay at home, just stay in the backyard, they can contract these things from anywhere. And if we're able to, again, catch it early, it turns into less of an issue and you're not spreading it to other animals, other people, your kids, that type of thing. Okay. As your pets get older, other things we like to look at are urine, because it establishes kidney and liver function, glucose regulation. It can reveal underlying disease, infection, hypertension. It's something usually when they're over 7 years of age, we start to look at these things just to make sure everything's functioning properly. Thyroid screens, if you notice your pet may be gaining weight or losing weight kind of out of nowhere, it could be a thyroid issue. Again, very easy to treat with a very inexpensive medication. It's just something that we need to test for. Blood pressure. Pets with hypertension are significantly increased for kidney problems, heart disease, blindness, and other complications. So checking for that. I mean, it's all the things that when we go to the doctor, they look at. They're, again, living creatures, so they kind of need the same care that we take for ourselves, and it's important to take care of them too. And so I guess my biggest thing, when I tell people, it's when you go to the vet and they give you that long list of things that you should do and you're like, oh my gosh, this is so expensive. There's tools, there's pet insurance, there's care credit, there's things like scratch pay where you can do payment plans. All of these things are really important to help keep them healthy and happy and live longer with you. I guess that's it. You guys have questions?
We have time for questions.
Yeah, questions.
You got 2 minutes for questions. Laura.
Perfect.
So I have 2 cats, Jack and Biscuit. You might see them on Facebook. They're adorable. They're black tuxedo cats.
Aw.
One's totally thin, just like sibling brothers, and one's more on the chunky side. And he's he's addicted to snacks. And he has me trained like there's no tomorrow. And the other one is like, I could take it or leave it. And then it's where where they eat the snacks is on the shelf in the middle of in the hallway. And then, but sometimes what I do is I take the food out of his bowl and bring it over there. Is there so much of a thing as giving them too many cat snacks? They're the dental treats and then sometimes just some little chicken things.
I would say if you do give them more snacks, like you may want to just cut back on their food a little bit. So they're not, if you notice them gaining weight, it's fine to give them the dental treats if that's what they prefer, as long as they're getting enough of nutrition with their food, and then you can cut back maybe just a quarter of the amount, you know, that you would normally give if they're having the extra treats, just to not.
She has too many treats. Because,
I mean,
like, I'm not giving them 10 at a time. I'm giving them like 4 or 5.
Yeah.
Like 3 or 4 times a day.
that might be a little much. Might cut back down to like 2 a few times a day.
Me, I have to feed people.
Yeah, I mean, maybe a few less treats, you know, like maybe 2 a few times a day, and then again, just like I would, you know, we calculate out like their kcal calories, like for their weight and, you know, their lifestyle. So you can always ask your vet about that too, and see if they have any other suggestions, because sometimes it's very personalized to the pet as far as diet. So yeah, but maybe just less treats throughout the day, and then
It's really like what happens is in the morning he comes and he wants it, and then in the evening when I come home, or and then he goes and naps.
of course, yeah. I mean, you know, we snack and we want to take a nap too.
I'll come visit you.
Okay.
All right, one more question.
So I have a cat who actually was diagnosed with hyperthyroidism, and she did the treatment with the iodine injection or whatever. Can you talk a little bit about like how I can like help her now that she's done this treatment? I know I have to do blood work.
Blood work, yeah. I would say blood work probably every 6 months. Fluids are always a good idea, just to kind of help keep her hydrated, flush out the system. Sometimes we'll even hospitalize for a day, give IV fluids just so that it's fully going through their system. I don't know her full case, but usually it's just, you know, comfort and just monitoring, you know, their levels throughout, you know, their life, basically.
All right, cool, thanks.